Hey everyone, Temporal here, and for this session we are reviewing a Silver Zarya on console. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that helps out quite a bit, and I really do appreciate that. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see what rates look like, see what sort of promos, special events we have going on, all of that good stuff. Val put the Pokemon episode on pause to watch this, so exciting. Happy to hear it, happy to hear it. Maybe this person will catch some interesting things in their purple or pink spheres as opposed to the red and white ones. Maybe. Probably a touch late on that personal, but right idea. Yeah, so you only got 3 energy out of that, and you just got halted, and that halt almost certainly drew shots to you. So if we look at this, you're going around, you have no energy because the first bubble got nothing. You get halted, and you want to get halted. You do want to get halted, and then as soon as you're pulled in, you want to press your personal, because this is when you expect shots to come at you and anyone that got pulled in with you, and you have the least separation from your team because you just got pulled together by the halt, so your bubble will do the most to protect them right now. Your bubble doesn't happen until here, when people have started to wander away. Shots might be following those people that have started to wander away. You can reliably get more. You let it pull you in. You don't bubble before because you don't want to stop the ult. You let it pull you in, and then as soon as you're pulled in, you hit your bubble. That's what you're looking to do for those. Happy 4th, Blah! Okay. Yeah, so that's probably not quite good enough unless you're communicating. You don't want to just sort of like... You can bubble your diva to soak like this, but she's more likely when she's soaking like this, like she's not going to do anything with this bubble. All she's doing is soaking for you. She's not like getting meaningful damage at this range. So you're probably going to want to bubble her when like she goes in. Maybe bubble her when she's transitioning up to here type thing. Maybe. Probably not. Probably just bubble her once she's actually up here and once you see people turn to look at her. Because right now, I expect that... It's not that I expect. I'd be concerned if you're not directly communicating with her that she's going to flash DM again. And sure enough, she does. When you think it's a good idea to bubble her is the same time that she thinks it's a pretty good idea to flash up her DM, because you're both like, oh, she's going to take a fair amount of damage. And that's pretty consistently going to happen with divas. So you have to find times when you're tracking her DM and you know it's on her internal cooldown. She has 1 second between when she puts DM down before she can put it back up again. Or it's going to have to be a case of you really know she wants to be shooting. Maybe she's getting right up in someone's face, like a Winston or someone, to really try and hit them hard with that double weapon that she has there. And that's when you'd hit her with your bubble potentially, because she doesn't want to DM there. She'd like to do damage. Now she might be in someone's face and still looking for things to DM, but really the big takeaway from this is you kind of got to call it if you're going to bubble her and really get on the same page with her. And if she's not on comms, I'd start looking for other people to bubble. You don't have amazing options, but start thinking more about other people to bubble than you might with other tank combos, because this is not a very good tank combination. Oh, but she got energy. Works for me. You really opened that too soon. Now you can open this. It's a little early on the bubble. I don't think they're really shooting at you super hard yet. Yeah. Okay, so you're down. You're down, people. That we don't want that bubble. That person's backing up. That person's not in deep enough. Like, this is where we might bubble, but we bubble after we're sure they're shooting at us. We have 400 health. We can afford to take like a moment to realize whether we're taking damage or not when we break some of these chokes. Don't reload. 50 damage reload. So easy to just hurl right clicks at her with that 50 damage. Or with that 50 ammo. Trying to protect her. Okay, so another thing that would really help this team is if we got control of over here. We could do that by using a bubble or by walking out, starting to take damage, bubbling, and then getting to here. And now we're applying damage from here while our team is over here. And that's actually going to make it easier for our team to get from here out to here. You being here is going to make it basically impossible for these guys to be here, which means they can't hold this angle, which means they hold back more over here, which makes it easier for your team to get in, right? Because they can't offensively contribute as much, these guys here. So you could walk across using your bubble if you start taking damage, like I talked about, or if it was really a problem, on this retake, for example, you might not walk this way, you might walk back this way, and that'll pop you out over here, and you've already sort of got the ability to instantly transition onto this angle. You and D.Va are not an amazing tank combination, and if you're playing both on the same angle, both with your whole team behind you, you're not going to do well. Even better, we have an Orisa now. I like it. It's an upgrade. It's not the best upgrade for a Zarya partner, but it's an upgrade.
I'm even stronger.
Okay. We don't need this fight at all. They have we're not pushing into a sim wall. I guess we're pushing into a sim wall. Okay. Let's actually advance. Let's actually advance. You have full health and a bubble available. You don't have to use your bubble to advance, but if they're not shooting at you and you have your bubble, you can advance. Now, don't need those reloads. Don't need them. Good. Fine. Reload behind the card. Good.
Double, I have taken the objective. Reinforce this position. My ultimate is charging.
So, I don't mind challenging this. I don't mind going out here to fight this turret, but I actually probably wouldn't have. I'd have probably said, hey, I can break the turret just fine from here with my cover, and then when I'm actually going after a person, that's when I'd like to go out and then, if necessary, use my bubble to sustain. I'd have been happy to break the turret from cover, though.
My ultimate is charging.
Understood.
Sure, but now you're done. Unfortunate. You're down both supports. You're not really going to push this. You don't have bubble and you're down both supports. I don't know why you're peeking. You know. No. You're just risking losing your life there. You can have peeked when your bubble was available to try to maintain energy, but the peak before that when you were 2 seconds from bubble and no supports alive doesn't make any sense. You're not going to go get eliminations. All you're trying to do is maintain bubble charge, but you can't maintain bubble charge or maintain energy when you don't have bubble. That doesn't make sense.
You have my thanks. My ultimate is charging.
This is annoying, but okay. Sure. Right idea. Why? You have 400 health left, you have a supercharger, and you're not taking down the, like, 0 health D.Va in front of you? Why are we backing up? Don't just get, like, caught in a rhythm. You're not going in and out on some set rhythm. That's not how Zarya works. You're going in and out based on, I go in when I have bubble available. Not I use bubble and go in. I go in when I have bubble available, and then once I start to take damage, I use my bubble, and then I continue to bully if I can for some of the bubble, and then I get out. Preferably, you know, still with a little bit of the bubble left. But if no one's pressuring you, you don't use bubble. If you still have 400 health and there's a, 90 health D.Va in front of you, cool. I'll finish melting the D.Va, and then I'll tuck here type thing. I'm not going to just back out because, oh, well, I've used my time. You've still got 399 health. Just melt it a little more. Send a right click, then tuck in here.
60 seconds remaining.
When playing with a Zarya, is it worth the support intentionally acting as bait to get her energy? No, generally no. There's very, very niche situations for that, but as a strong rule of thumb, no, it is not.
Get in there. My ultimate is charging.
Lucio, there are less strong exceptions. Lucio might do it a touch more often, but the majority of the time the answer is no. I don't hate it. That I do hate. D.Va on the other team is already eliminated. So there's not really a need to get cute. What it looks like you got stuck on was the Orisa shield. Do be aware that Orisa shields block it. I thought maybe you were trying to get cute on the cart to stop it from getting DM'd, but no, that was the Orisa shield. That's unfortunate. No, let Lucio get eliminated. Oh, did you call that one flop? I didn't see your Q in time. Blah with the Q sense. Okay. Console Zarya, what can you do for us? Okay. Didn't really need to reload there. Could have walked through, or could have reloaded while walking through and then started right-clicking Lucio. Solo mission is Zarya? I don't know about this. Okay, high ground. That I like more. Zarya isn't amazing as a flanker because she can't use half of her kit, which is Team Bubble. Yeah. She can take off angles, but she takes gentle off angles. She needs to be able to see someone that she can bubble for good energy. Be that a tank, a Doomfist, a Reaper, a Bastion. Take out the D.Va. I don't know why you... Works for me, and you've got 60 or 70 energy. You've got both bubbles available. I like it. Let's let go of left click, flick over to the Zarya, or flick faster to, to the D.Va, or flick faster to the D.Va. I don't know why we're just being lazy with our tracking there and just like, oh, let me just like slowly be like, over here. No. It's eliminated. That can be a fast flick. Or it can be a let go, click again, and then hold type thing. Like, no need to waste that ammo. No need to be slow. Fine. Yeah, that's fine. You'd taken enough damage. That was an appropriate threshold to bubble. It puts you up to 100. Get your timing right for the right click. No. Don't reload. Get your timing right with the right click. You want to reliably get the damage on D.Va on the top of her mech right as she's ejecting. There's a timing. You should memorize it for hitting right clicks on top of that so that she's just like at half health. Like she comes out of her mech and is at half health because you get that free automatic damage. And that's totally worth delaying your reload over. Totally worth it. You don't have personal? Okay.
You have my thanks.
No, you have 82 ammo. Go throw right clicks at these guys. Right clicks or walk at them. You don't have personal yet, but throw right clicks at them at least. You shouldn't really be peeking this hard. You shouldn't really be in front of the team yet. You don't have your personal yet. In a second, you could start to walk up there. Reloading again with 75 ammo. Okay, now you should be walking forward. You have that personal available by the time you need it. There's people up there for you to melt. We want to stop that D.Va from getting enough to remech, all that. Alexander says, I'm aspiring to become a coach, but at the moment I am in a really nice 4K team. Would you suggest I leave it to chase the goal? I mean, how much time do you want to put into Overwatch is always the question there, right? Like in theory, you could go, hey, I'm going to play on my team and then one day a week I'm going to go coach a gold team or something like that. And that's obviously not a permanent arrangement, but you can dip your toe in the water and say, what's this like? Now to most people, I wouldn't recommend that. Most people I'd recommend, hey, if you have, any coaching chops, any coaching ability, you're going to go higher than that very, very fast. But you could put your toe in the water and see, hey, how does this feel with a low-level team while not necessarily leaving your own team? That said, if you're not enjoying the 4K team, and it sounds like you are enjoying the 4K team, you could absolutely leave it and go coach a better team than that, work your way. Maybe you don't immediately start with a real tier 3 team, but you start with a Masters team, something like that, and go, hey, that's fine. You already have a lot of coaching experience up to a master's team. Okay, there you go. Then you have to ask yourself, are you trying to go pro as a player? Because probably not. Most people aren't going to make it to pro, period. So if you're trying to go pro as a player, stay on the team. But if you're not trying to go pro, it's which is going to be more fun, more interesting to you. And it sounds like coaching is a little more where your heart is. Unless you like really great buds with everyone, but even if you're really great buddies with everyone on the team, if they're trying to be more serious and keep moving on, and your interest has diverged from theirs, their interest is in playing, and yours has diverged a bit, that'll eventually make you guys not match and create a little friction, etc. All that. So go take your path. Like it's possible that you'll regret it and you won't enjoy coaching, etc. But it sounds like you've done enough coaching, etc. So I'd say sounds like you're in a place to take the leap. Uh, yeah, if you want to coach and you've coached up to masters already, go grab yourself a tier 3 team and coach it. Like that's the play. Again, unless you are attached to a dream as a player, I'd say that's the dream. Yeah, prob just doesn't feel nice to leave them, but everyone has different goals. And you can wait if you want until someone else leaves and then sort of use that as a trigger point if you like. You could, but if you want to go do something, you should go do it. It's not like you signed your soul over to these guys when you joined them as a team, and it's not like, oh, big bad you spoiling the party, spoiling everyone's fun either. I mean, you're doing this at the moment as a hobby, and they're doing it as a hobby or as a dream, something they want to pursue, etc. And if you're doing it as a hobby and they're doing it as a no, we want to push hard, we want to go pro, etc., you're already throwing a wrench in their plans, and it makes more sense for them to find the next guy who's more serious about it. And if everyone's doing it as a hobby, well, you're all doing it as a hobby. Like, go do what's more fun. There's no attachment to, oh, I got to keep doing this because I was doing this. That's boring. Don't let your life be taken over like that. But I get it. That's, not me saying like, hey, how dare people have any attachment to their teams either. I just am a pretty heavy advocate of when goals don't align anymore, when it's time, when you've moved beyond a team, when a team has moved beyond it, it's time to shuffle, move on, etc. Be mobile in that sense. I recommend it. Okay, you need to. What's your exit plan? What's your exit plan? Lamp is your exit plan. Yeah, so you overstayed your welcome. Mercy tried her darndest, and you did ultimately live between Mercy and Lamp, but you really overstayed your welcome there. Again, the idea, and I know that there was lava behind you, the idea is to get aggressive when you have bubble available and have health. When you get so aggressive, you will demand enemy attention, and then once you've taken 100, 200 damage, then you can bubble to extend your stay, and you can use most of that bubble time, or half that bubble time, or whatever you want to with your extended stay. Maybe you get healed up some while you're in the bubble, maybe you don't. And then you've either finished your target with your bubble, because you got some of the work done before you bubbled, that was why they started shooting at you. Then you go, okay, let me use the last of this bubble to turn it around. Or let me, now that the bubble's over, but I've been healed back up to 300 health, use my health to get out, to get behind cover, etc. That's what you're looking to do. You went all the way down to double-digit HP. You stayed in aggressive without your bubble. You went all the way down to double-digit HP. All of that. Yeah, you can always wait for the band to break up before you start spending all your time coaching, which is ultimately what I did. And I don't regret that. I enjoyed playing with my band, but after that team, I did learn the lesson. That team was fine, and I enjoyed my time on that team. But after that team, on future teams that I then was full-on coaching for, I would have liked to move along faster, and I should have moved along faster in hindsight. A little too much loyalty, and the loyalty holds you back. In a scene that already takes a long time to get through. But yeah, it depends how much you're really enjoying the team that you're playing on right now. That's fine. Again, there's no need to get eliminated here. Like, you're going for this. You're like, hey,
Огонь по готовности.
I can get a grav. The grav gets people, maybe more people than it should. You go here, you're low on HP, but you have your bubble. You're now out of your lamps, you're going to bubble. And I'm good with this, but you know that as A, you're taking damage at a decent rate. Not an amazing rate, but a decent rate. You've only got 200 HP, and this is your bubble. So you already need to be thinking about your exit strategy. And your exit strategy is either going to be here, less likely, or the cart, more likely. So you already need to be thinking about, I would like to start working my way back to the cart. I can keep doing damage as I'm doing it, but I would like to start not going forward anymore because my bubble's going to end very soon. I would like to be heading back to the cart. I don't have like 4 eliminations that I'm going to get by trading my life here. I don't. Nope. I have no bubble and I'm continuing to get more and more aggressive further from cover. You got to go like hard left now, man. Hard left to break this or something. This is not okay. You could very much get punished here. Very much get punished and no one can save you. There's no lamp available. You've already been consuming a meaningful amount of healing. No one can save you other than the opponent's missing shots. Yeah.
Sorry.
That was potentially a winnable finish there, but you going down makes it not so.
Just like in training. Физкульт, привет. Fall back, fall back. Спасибо. You have my thanks.
My Valkyrie is ready. Let's get the payload moving again.
Heroes never die.
Okay. Reasonable belief he's going to try and follow up on his own Dragon Strike. Tilt right, good. So why are you so scared to go back in? Yeah, there's lava, but just don't go into the lava. Play from here. Reloads. Tuck right, tuck right. Okay, just go out, just leave. Try to melt her. You're gonna get reset at this point, but try to melt her. Now you're not gonna have time to make it back. Unfortunate. You need to not get eliminated. It's a little early, Mercy. A little early. No, he's deflecting. He's not taking damage. He's deflecting. He's fine. He doesn't need help. He's... Like, he's in line of sight taking damage because he's deflecting, and you had enough energy before that, but whatever. I'd have preferred to have my bubble for something more meaningful, and something more meaningful is about to happen because you're short time. That was what you call like a greedy energy bubble, not a bubble that... Bubbles either just get you energy, or get you energy and enable aggression, or they do nothing. That was just a greedy energy bubble, and if you sometimes are going to do just greedy energy bubbles when the fight isn't for another 8 seconds, 10 seconds, things like that, because you're going, hey, I want to maintain my energy because otherwise it slowly falls off if I don't do things to maintain it. So sometimes greedy energy bubbles happen. But if you expect that you're going to go into a fight in the next 8 seconds, which I do, you would have preferred, or 6 seconds, or whatever the case may be, you would have preferred to have that bubble available to do more than just energy. That should be a fast queue. Yeah, they've got themselves a fast queue. They spent a lot of time melting the diva. Now they just need to pressure the diva. I don't see DM. I don't see DM. Why do you think you can do that? Because it's silver console. But really, why do you think you can do that? I didn't see her use DM. She wasn't locked out of her DM cooldown. Yeah. I meant to press Q from getting it, and it was. Yeah, okay. It was, but like, that is a pretty easy diva eat. I would not have been willing to do that. And it wouldn't have been hard to farm the diva a little harder to make her go away either. It's also early, and I would have liked to farm a little bit more because the longer I wait, well, yes, I'm losing Valk time, I'm getting another teammate like a Hanzo that might be able to follow up. Walk through it. Hold your ammo. Hold your ammo. No, don't break the bubble. Don't break the barrier. Hold your ammo. Walk through it. And don't... hold your ammo, walk through the barrier, then you can bubble and melt them.
10 seconds
Maximum
remaining.
charge.
Oh, then you reload. Oh, wasting the grav.
Our time runs short.
Fortunately, the Genji's able to get there. And Valking Blade into a grab still is powerful. They have 11 seconds left? Yeah. I know. But it was wait a couple seconds for the Hanzo to get closer. I'm talking like 3 seconds. I'm not talking, 30. Okay. Off topic, I want to report the 500 SR Anna, the Don't Walk Forward one who did a cool quad nade reviewed. You reviewed Climb to 700 already? Nice! Nice! Good stuff.
Score.
Okay, so things that this Zarya could work on. Obviously, we could do a better job with our reloads. We see that reloads are very much a problem. I'm not commenting on all of them by any means, but it is very obvious that there is excessive reloading going on here. In general, we don't want to reload unless there's a reason for us to not be looking at the enemies. Maybe we've lost a lot of health, so we actually need to go behind cover. Maybe there's not going to be an enemy visible to us for 1.5 seconds because all the enemies hard retreated or something. That's fine, but we don't reload just because there's an enemy off our screen for a moment. We look, we turn our screen and see if there's someone else we should see. Or just because someone got out of our range of our left click doesn't mean we reload. We just start throwing right clicks. Remember, we can get right clicks off even if we get below 25 ammo, we can get another right click off. But you're not even getting that close. You're doing 82 ammo, 75, 56, you're doing all sorts of reloads. And a reload here at 75 doesn't bother me, because there won't be an opponent available for 1.5 seconds. But you're missing out on a lot of damage like that. Other things that we would talk about would be your
Understood.
your aggression timing. Like, again, there's this way to play Zarya, the way to play Zarya, which is, hey, I go in, you are a bully as Zarya. You go, hey, I'm going to go in, I'm going to get somewhat aggressive with my health and my bubble available, and then when they shoot at me, because I've gotten aggressive, that's when I use my bubble. I don't use my bubble just because I want energy. I get aggressive, and that causes them to shoot at me and then use my bubble. I don't want to bubble at 400 health right at the choke most of the time. I want to, sometimes you do that as a poke bubble, but mostly you want to use these as bully bubbles. And then you try to finish the enemy off with you can. You got the lead on them on your way in. They start shooting at you. Other people start shooting at you. You bubble. Hopefully that's enough for you to finish them off. And then with the last bit of your bubble, you start to leave, and you actually get out type thing, and you actually get out type thing, and you actually get out type thing. Whatever the case may be, you don't go, hey, let me just stay here with 80 health. No, we don't stay in with 80 health and no bubble. And we don't go back in with what am I trying to say? We don't go back in when our bubble's still 4 seconds away type thing. No, we can play at a corner. We can lob right clicks from a corner when we're at 4 seconds from a bubble, but we're not walking in. We might walk in 2 seconds from a bubble, maybe if we have 400 health, but we're not walking in 4 seconds from a bubble. Happy 4th, Julian.
Физкульт, привет.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Barriers on you. Go. Acknowledged. Touch from afar. Ready for battle. Get in there. My ultimate is
Okay.
charged. Maximum charge. You're covered. My ultimate is charged.
Sorry, a little distracted. Let's go back. So here you are. You're trying to apply pressure. You're right in the open. Now your bubble's back. It's a retreating bubble. We'll deal. That's not the bubble we wanted on Hanzo. He was not in danger. And now you're pushing in without your bubble available, and you see how low you're getting? Because you're just not really thinking about cover when you don't have your bubble. Like, I want to be thinking about cover. I might play from here. I might play from here and use left clicks, right clicks, etc. from here. I might play from here. I might play from here and then off-angle threats in through here. All of those would be fine with me, but I'm not going to play in the open if my bubble isn't available. I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to be here, or I don't know which my cover is. Am I going to go here? Am I going to go here? No, I'm going to play tighter on the cover. Heck, I could even stand behind the card and be like, check accuracy, check angle, lob, right click, check accuracy, check angle, lob, right click. Like, I could even do that if I wanted. I wouldn't, because it'd be less accurate than just playing here or playing here and doing my work, but it would be better than standing in the open. And now I'm getting aggressive, like I'm getting hyper aggressive with less than 300 health and still 2 seconds to my bubble. Maybe I could do this if I also had someone pushing here and I had my 300 or 400 health and I'm just a second and a half, 2 seconds from bubble. That I could live with, but right now you are the most aggressive target. By the time you use your bubble, you're going to have to be retreating with your bubble immediately because you're just, I can't trust that this health is going to hold out long enough to get my bubble and then do something with it. Not when I'm the only one really aggressing. Artillery Zarya sounds fun, right? Yeah.
I cast this forward.
My ultimate is charging.
My ultimate is charging.
With super jump mercy calling adjustments, I like it. I like it.
Very well. Objective lost. Stop the pain.
That could be hilarious. That's what Overwatch 2 should include as some sort of minigame or a workshop game that we can get or something. Sure. I don't know why we had a supercharger there, but hey, some mysteries we'll never know. Maybe they're swapping heroes? No, they're not swapping heroes.
Very well. My ultimate is
Online.
This was right. You lob right clicks from here because it's going to be at least 8 seconds until the fight happens because your Orisa is missing. So you lob right clicks from here to get early damage to make them walk through your right clicks, and then they don't like that you're here, so they start shooting at you immediately, and then you bubble. And this is a greedy energy-only bubble. That's what this is. But it's the right time for it because you do not expect that fight to happen for 8 seconds. They have to get across a fair amount of distance to make the fight happen, and your Orisa has to get back before you want the fight to happen. Your Orisa, who now is, in fact, swapping to D.Va late. Bloop, bloop, bzzzt, bloop. Okay, Kongox. Hey, Yesherman.
My ultimate is
Can
charging.
we take our angle? No, we cannot. I don't know what your out strategy is going to be. Like, if you were here, you'd have cover available. If you were here, you'd be zapping them from an angle. Now you're just, like, here. Maybe this is your out, but it'll totally separate you from your team. Or your out could be this way, but this is an eternity of distance to cover. I don't really like where you are.
Get in there.
Not amazing. You'll have it. You'll have it.
Ready for battle.
You tried.
Maximum charge.
Good effort.
Nerf this.
Unfortunate. Anna's making this hard for you and you're still trying. Yeah, you tried. Anna just was, like, determined to make that difficult.
Maximum charge.
Sorry, sound effects. Okay. When you hear the same sounds millions of times they haunt you? I suppose. I think we've all heard a lot of Overwatch sounds.
My ultimate is ready. My ultimate.
We should ask ourselves, should we really be challenging the opposing team through the window that doubles their damage? Should we? Should we? I see it. We have teammates in there, so maybe you think we should. Now that they're paying any attention to us? Okay, let's go into left click. That's early. You actually want to delay this bubble a tiny bit more. Yes, an earlier bubble is going to pump your energy up, which is amazing, but we wanted it just a tiny bit later when she was just a tiny bit closer to us.
Just a scratch.
And then you just don't have the ammo. That's fine. She jumped on you when you were missing enough health for her to do that. I don't hear Overwatch noises in my sleep.
Give me another
I
shot.
did old Game Boy
That torch
Pokemon
me.
sounds. Okay.
Graviton surge is
We've got a lot of Pokemon talk today.
My blade is
Though I
ready
guess
to be
maybe that's going to be a thing ever since the Kabutops review. Which is fine. That's a game with some strategic depth to it, but I don't think there's enough of a professional scene to really get into it. Okay, that's lazy ammo again. You know he's right. So what do you guys prefer, singles or doubles for that?
Огонь по готовности.
Sure. Again, lazy with the ammo. Still, like, what? The target's gone. Stop then burning an extra 6 ammo.
Barriers on you. Go.
Overwatch 2 is taking so long, we're starting to focus on competitive Pokemon. We might. Okay. You can throw right clicks. You know where they are. Like, you really can play a little artillery Zarya right now. You know where they are. You know where that Orisa shield is. You can aim from here. If you miss shots, so big. If you only hit 1 in 5 shots, who cares? That's better than doing nothing with this time. And again, you generally would throw a bubble on that when they get halted. So you can throw your artillery. And then you're going to get a bubble on that when this goes off because unless you're like, no, Genji's 100% got this, you're going to throw the bubble because you expect halts to take massive damage. And one bubble will protect most of them in there. Too slow. Wait for it. No. You almost had the right idea. They're going to try to push in here, and then as they're pushing in here, you'll loop out and zap their backline down. There's some fun spots to stick the Q, that's true.
Get in there.
Lazy tracking.
My will.
Ah! There's no target! Stop wasting ammo! I mean, wasting ammo doesn't matter if you're going to reload this often no matter what, but like, let's fix the reloads and let's fix the ammo wasting. You miss with right clicks? No problem. You just fry the air with left clicks for more than an instant? Yeah, I got a problem.
Barriers on you. Go.
Okay. It's fine. You're... Probably didn't need that bubble. I know you were scared. You went down to 136 health, but you were actually knocked pretty far away. So you actually wanted to use the bubble more like here, when you're back down in a little danger, where Reapers and Junkrats can actually get you, as opposed to up in the air. Okay, so we do need to work on that. We do need to work on your weapon usage specifically. Like, we have to, first thing, generic topic weapon usage. I'm going to give you multiple things in here, and this is going to be a weapon play review for your Zarya. There's definitely more we could do with your bubbles. Bubbles are something that everyone who reviews Zarya is always going to be able to tell you how to improve on if they have any ability to review Zarya. Like, and that's true. You do need to do that. But I'm actually going to make this a weapon play review for you because that's something that there's like 3 different areas that we can work on your weapon play for that are all going to help you. So, first things first, stop reloading. If you don't have a second and a half before you think there's a reasonable, like more than 50% odds that someone is going to be available for you to shoot at, don't hit reload. You hit reloads as Zarya when there's no one on your screen, and there shouldn't be anyone on your screen for the next second and a half. That means, oh hey, all of the enemies are back in their spawn. Oh hey, maybe I'm walking back from spawn. I used a bubble for a rocket or a right click for a rocket jump type thing, and I'm still on my way back, so yeah, there's not going to be anyone to shoot at. I can reload. I went behind cover and I have 30 health left, 136 health, 30 health, whatever. So I'm going to need to stay behind this cover for a couple seconds while I recover health while I get healed. And even though I have 75 ammo, I'm not going to peek, so I can afford to reload. Sure, that's fine. But when it's not these situations where you've put cover actively between you and your opponents, or your opponents have actively put cover between you and them, and you're not going to be able to catch them before a reload would complete, when it's not those situations, you're better off not just hitting the reload just cuz, so you're more powerful later, so you have more ammo later. You're better off keeping the pressure up with right clicks. I don't care if you're missing your right clicks. I don't care if you're hitting 1 and 4, 1 and 5. Even if you're missing some of these right clicks, they're going to put some pressure out. Some are going to hit bubbles. Throwing more right clicks is going to make you more accurate with hitting right clicks, and you're also going to get better at, hey, I'm hitting an area that they'd like to go. So like, let's say that this is in a different place and you're back here and you're right clicking right here. Well, there's no one here, but there's people down here and they would like to walk through here. So your right clicks are still doing something by being thrown here. It's like that's preemptive damage. That's when they do advance, they'll take that damage type thing. So that's got some value. Throwing right clicks blindly over this if they're a little bit past it, that, even it's not quite blind, you have some estimation of where they are, that could be worth it. But like, look to use these right clicks when things are when things are out of range of your left click. Don't just reload because they're out of range of your left click, and don't just reload because, oh well, I can't see anything right now, but all of the enemies are tucked right here. Well, cool, I'm going to send a right click right here then, or maybe a right click right here then, instead of just with my 32 ammo, I'm going to send 2 right clicks rather than just reloading. That's what we want to do. You are missing out on right click potential by doing this. And you can think of every reload as basically costing you 2 right clicks worth of time. Like, you can think of it like that, and that's not exactly accurate, but if you think of every unnecessary reload you did as like 2 right clicks worth of time, think of all the damage. Even if you only hit 1 and 4, 1 and 5 of those, think of all the damage that you missed out on there. So that's going to be the first thing. It's going to be to fix these reloads. And to help you with that, you can rebind the key. You do need to actually focus on it with like 5 to 15% of your brain power, and it might take you 30 games, it might take you 50 games, it might take you a serious number of games to fix this, because reloads can be a hard thing to fix. They become habitual. And if you need to rebind the key, and I know you're on console, so you don't have a lot of spare keys, you might need to flip keys or something, but something to make it less convenient might make more sense. You do not have to rebind the key. You can just be disciplined and do it less. That's fine too. But that does help some people, rebinding the key. So focus on these reloads, get these fixed. That's going to help you. It is going to increase your total damage output to get these reloads fixed. Second thing we're going to do, after we've fixed our reloads, well, now we kind of value each individual ammo on our ammo counter a little bit more than we did before. So when we finish a target off, or when a target leaves our range, we're not going to just keep mindlessly left clicking for like half a second, 3/4 of a second, a third of a second after the target is clearly behind cover, after the target's been eliminated. We're going to let go immediately. We're going to let go of our primary fire immediately, and then we're going to flick our crosshair to the new target, and then we're immediately going to start burning the new target. That's what we're going to do. We're not going to like keep zapping in case maybe there's some remnants of their soul that we can zap there or something. We're going to let go, and we're going to flick to the new target. If you're really fast on the flick, you don't have to let go, and that's fine with me, but that depends what your sensitivity is like, how fast your flicks are. Faster flicks would be better, yes, but you can go easy on yourself and just let go and let go and fast flick over to the target and then start zapping in. If you really fast flick every time and it's just fine, you don't have to let go. That's okay. But you can let go of it and then pull it again once you've flicked over to the target. That shouldn't be too hard. That's going to help you get a little bit more ammo, get a little bit more damage out of these things, and that's good. So we've covered your reloads, and we've covered your sort of sloppy ammo usage, poor trigger discipline. That's what we generally call it when people shoot when there's nothing there, poor trigger discipline, and it's your left clicks that I'm worried about that for. If you're throwing right clicks and they don't hit a target, doesn't bother me, because you're using them as like a projectile for a place that they want to go to. things like that, or you're trying to hit over a blind spot. Those are totally fine. Not worried about your trigger discipline with right clicks, am worried about your trigger discipline with left clicks. So that brings us to our third target, which is your right clicks. And we mostly covered this already, so I won't go too heavy into it because we covered it in the first category. But that is, I want to be thinking about places where they're going to want to try to advance through with my right clicks. I want to hit places like this that they want to try to advance through with my right clicks. Or if we've cleared them, I'm going to maybe stand here and I'm going to try to hit a place like this that they're going to almost have to advance through, because that's going to increase my accuracy, that's going to get me value, that's going to get me extra right click hits. And even if they don't ultimately get hit by them, they wait for the Reinhardt and the Reinhardt puts his shield up and he walks through it, well then that's going to delay them. Like this, we want to be thinking about places that they almost have to funnel through, or places that they'd like to go, and we'd like to put right clicks there. That's going to make your right clicks more valuable. So first thing, don't hit these excessive reloads. If you're going to hit that reload, make sure that there's a good second and a half when there's not going to be an opponent on your screen, and there shouldn't be an opponent on your screen. Not a case of, I have 350 health and 50 ammo, I'm going to tuck and reload and come back out. Well, why? Like, there's not a need to. You have 350 health and you have 50 ammo. So don't be like, there's no enemy on my screen, so it's okay. So we're fixing our reloads. Then we're thinking about our lazy tracking, our trigger discipline. We're working on that. And then finally, we're upgrading our right clicks. We're thinking about, let me shoot them where they're going to want to be, especially when they're out of range. Let me shoot them where they're going to want to be. Make it harder for them to advance. Make it, and I can push up ahead of my team a little bit. My team might be back here. I can push up here and throw my right clicks as a deterrent, as something they have to walk through to slow them down, to get me some extra poke damage, to get them more likely to shoot at me so I can bubble. It all snowballs quite nicely with Zarya. But like between fights, Zarya can push up a bit and do those right clicks that are hard for her opponents to get through. Those are the three things I'm going to want you to work on. I am going to want you to work on them one at a time. I'm going to want you to work on those reloads first, and I'm going to want you to use 5 to 15% of your brain power on that topic that you're working on. If you can master that topic and just get that topic into your autopilot in 15 games, 30 games, whatever, great. If you can't, spend more games on it until it is. But you should know what your topic is, and you should be thinking about your topic with some portion of your brain for all of these games. It shouldn't be like 3 games later, what was I working on again? No. You're thinking about it more actively than that. But it's not 50% of your brain power either. Okay, if people have questions, go ahead and throw them up in chat now. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that helps out quite a bit, and I really do appreciate that. If you're looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below. See what rates look like, see what sort of promos, special events we have going on, all of that good stuff. And let's see what we've got here. Sorry, sound effects. Some fun spots to stick to Q. We didn't get a very fun one, though. Tracking did look weird. Yes, and trigger discipline. You got it. Okay. It took a while, but I am seeing improvements in my own reloads. Thanks, Temp. Excellent. I'm happy to hear that, Kongux. Yeah, not trigger discipline. Reloads can be a tricky one because they really are, they become a deeply ingrained habit, and that becomes harder to fix to a better habit. But they do help. They do get you extra damage over the course of a game. And it might not be like 50% or even 20% extra damage, but even like 8% more damage is a pretty big swing as pressure on the other team. Okay. That looks like that one. I'll do another one now. If I see something interesting, yeah, I'll head into another one now. I'm just deciding if I want to grab one that was a quick play. I might grab it because it's more likely to have some cross-play stuff. I don't usually do a ton of quick play reviews, but you guys have been hungry for some cross-play stuff, and quick play might have that. Let me go take a look. Okay, I will see you guys in a few minutes. Remember, if you want to make sure you're here, you can see that. You can, of course, hang out on the channel page and wait for a live stream to go up, which it will in the next 5 minutes. Or you can, in the Discord, go down to Get Notifications, that channel, react to get a watcher roll, and then you'll get a Discord ping when I go live. Or you can see it in the channel where I post all of the live stream things. Okay. Wait, can I ask a question? You can. You can. You should ask your question. There is a big quick play audience. Yep, that's true. That's true. Type faster. Faster, faster. Go, faster. Okay. Running out of time. I mean, he is, because I won't hold the stream open forever. Time is money, friend. OT timer is almost over. The wick is burning, as our caster used to go. Okay, so when Zarya's with Ryan and she gets her charge, I'm with you so far. I'm on the edge of my seat waiting for. Okay, should she save her projected bubble for him once she angles? Yes, unless something higher priority demands it. She's not looking to burn it on other people, but something higher priority could happen. Like it could be, let's say that Reinhardt is here and she's over here and she's doing her thing, like zapping, and Reinhardt's wanting to push and she's doing that. If she sees a good opportunity to, while she has 80 energy, to bubble Rein while Rein's swinging, no problem. Works for me. I'm happy with that. On the other hand, if before she sees that opportunity, she has her bubble back and Doomfist comes flying in over her head and slams in, sure, I'll take that. I'll take that. I'm perfectly happy to go up. I'm gonna bubble that. I'm not, however, going to be like, oh, there's a Tracer in their backline. Let me bubble that because I desperately want it. No, Tracer's not going to take enough fire, not going to take enough damage. Yeah, so like she's not so much like the premise of the question is sort of wrong. She's like not saving her bubble for Reinhardt. She's usually going to bubble Reinhardt because Reinhardt sort of needs it. It enables him hard, but she's using her projected bubble. She's not willing once she's angled like that most of the time. Assuming the other team is close to use the projected bubble just for energy. It needs to get energy and value, and a reliable way to do that is the Reinhardt when the Reinhardt is close enough to swing at the other team. But if someone else demands it, like, oh shoot, there's a Winston and a Diva diving my Ana, yeah, they might get the bubble if that happens. They might. Or, hey, my Doomfist is in, or my Reaper is in. They might get the bubble. We're not going to be like, oh, it's only going to Rein, necessarily. But Rein is a very reliable target and should probably get like 70 to 80% of your bubbles, unless you have like Doomfist, Reaper, etc. type things. What if it's a bad tracer? If it's a bad tracer and the opponents realize it's a bad tracer, then they might get shot at enough. But that's not really related to once she angles either. Like it's not really related to once she's angled or not. That does have some correlation to the fight. It's really related to how close are the enemy team. Like she might Rhine just anyone, but she might bubble someone, just anyone, very possibly her Rhine, when the opponents are super far away. Like if her and her Reinhardt are here and the opponents are here, yeah, she might throw up a projected bubble just to get energy, and that's fine. But Reinhardt's going to be a frequent target for that, even so. Um, and then once the opponents have gone closer, she's going to do, then we're not using it just for energy. Then we're using our bubble to also enable a swing, to also enable a Doomfist, to also enable a Reaper, to shut down a dive that's come in on your Zen, that kind of thing. Okay. Isn't an angle getting dove by a Winston almost always one of the highest bubble priority? No. We just had a double bubble meta, and it was incredibly rare that you'd see your Zarya bubble your Ana that's getting dove as opposed to bubbling your Winston that is diving at the same time or even in response to the Ana getting dove. Like we just saw that. An Ana getting dove by a Winston almost always one of the highest bubble priority. She can sleep him, and he is a big target. But also, there's other protection. Like you might have a brig in your backline. Like it becomes what's the allocation of resources for our team? And you're also not going to get as much energy out of bubbles on your backline. Bubbles on your backline to protect them. If the backline if their front line executed a great dive against your backline, you're probably going to get good energy off of that bubble. But it's pretty frequent when you bubble someone that's getting dove or bubble someone that it looks like they're in trouble that maybe that acts as a deterrent and saves them. But or saves them for a bit, but you frequently don't get good 40 energy off of that. Well, you very frequently get the good 40 energy out of your Rhine, as well as getting your Rhine value, or as well as getting your Winston value, or as well as, you see where I'm going with this, your Hammond value. There aren't many well-played double bubbles on ladder, though. Just focusing on countering Winston with bubbles shuts him down completely. There aren't many well-played double bubbles on ladder though. Just focusing on countering Winston with bubble shuts him down completely. It can, yeah. Like if his DPS aren't taking angles, then you can successfully push it back, etc. But that still doesn't mean that you're going to win because, like, aha, we shut him down. We shut him down. Did you really? Like, did you eliminate him before he got out? Because if you just are countering him, but you're not getting a ton of energy off of it, and he's getting out alive each time, well, you didn't really shut him down, and he got Nano and Primal fast, and now they're going to win with Nano and Primal. Like, I'm not sure I agree with that. Because your Zarya is now going to be behind, because your Zarya was using all the energy, all the bubbles to defend, and your energy will be low. And then they're going to win with their ults. And you certainly didn't keep up with Grav because your energy was low. There aren't many well-played double bubbles on the ladder. I said that. If you wake him and T eliminates her, you're her enemy for life. Yeah. Well, maybe I should trust my backline more. We'll see. Well, it depends. Does your backline have good tools in it, like Brig? Like, if you have a Brig, you should be pretty comfortable with your backline. Like, they're probably fine. And who's enabling your Reinhardt? Whereas if you don't have a Brig, if you're running like a Zen and a backline, okay, your backline's more vulnerable. But your front line is getting more help from things like lots of Ana heals plus Discord Orb, things like that. So maybe they're providing more support to your front line, so you can provide more support to them. But it all depends. Okay, let's let's head into the next one. I'll see you guys in 5. Thanks, Temporal out.